Hello dear students, today we are going to start second chapter, structure of atom. So as we discussed in the first chapter that atom is not an indivisible particle. It can be divided into many subatomic particles like electron, proton, neutron, positron, meson, etc. Out of these particles, electron, proton and neutron are known as fundamental particles. So in this chapter, we will discuss about the fundamental particles only, about their properties, their discoveries, etc. Okay. So let's start the chapter. So here is the first topic of this chapter, discovery of electron or cathode rays. So the electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson at the end of the 19th century during the studies of the passage of electricity through gases at extremely low pressure and high voltage. This experiment was known as discharge tube experiment. Okay. Actually, the existence of these rays was first shown by other scientists like Julius Plucker, Crookes, etc. But the main credit goes to the J.J. Thomson because he studied the properties of cathode rays in detail, which led to the discovery of electron. So, I have used one term, that discharge tube experiment. So, what is discharge tube experiment? Here I have shown the setup for the discharge tube experiment. In this part is known as discharge tube. It is nothing but a hard glass tube, cylindrical tube. It is about 50 centimeter long. It consists of two electrode, metallic electrode. One is cathode and second is anode, connected to a battery, and it has a side tube through which it can be evacuated to a desired pressure with the help of the vacuum pump. So this is the setup for cathode rays. Now what scientists do with this setup? So they took a gas, first they took a gas in this part and then connect these electrode to a high voltage supply around 10,000 volt, and create a very low pressure around 10 to the power minus 4 atm with the help of the vacuum. And after providing these two conditions, they observe that the wall of the discharge tube start glowing. So later on it was established that the glow of the tube was due to the emission of some rays coming from the cathode. So these rays, these invisible rays, are known as cathode rays because they are produced from cathode. So this is the setup. Basically what we are doing here, we are providing two conditions, 10,000 volt voltage and 10 to the power minus 4 atm pressure. So after providing these two conditions, what will happen? Cathode rays will emit from the cathode and go straight towards the anode. Okay, so this is the experiment, discharge tube experiment. Now I have written some properties of cathode rays. First property, these rays travel in a straight line away from the cathode. See, when we put a sharp a metallic object in a path of the cathode rays, so what we will see that they cast a sharp shadow of that object. So it is possible only when they travel in a straight line. So we can say that this is the property of cathode rays. Next, cathode rays are composed of material particle. So when we placed a small paddle wheel in the path of these rays, the wheel start rotating. So it is clear that cathode rays are composed of material particle. Next, they get deflected towards positive electrode when passed through an electric field. So this property shows that cathode rays consist of negatively charged particle. Why? Because these rays are shows deflection towards the positive plate in electric field. Next is, cathode rays get deflected from their normal path when passed through a magnetic field. So this property of cathode rays shows that cathode rays consist of a charged particle. Why? Because they are showing deflection in a magnetic field. Next, cathode rays produce fluorescence when strike the glass wall of the discharge tube. Yes, because when electron or electron present in the cathode rays strike on gaseous atom, they excite the orbital electron of gases, and these excited electron release energy as light. Next, cathode rays produce X-rays when they strike on heavy metal. Sorry, cathode rays produce ionization in gases. Yes, because cathode rays pass through when cathode rays pass through a gas, the energetic electron present in the cathode rays attack on the atoms of gas, as I told you in fifth point, and force them to get ionized. Okay, next point. Next point is cathode rays produce X-rays when they strike on heavy metal. Yes, whenever cathode rays strike on metal, it will produce heating effect and X-rays both. Next, cathode rays can penetrate through thin sheets of aluminium and other metal. Yes, because the electron present in the cathode rays have a very high kinetic energy. Because of that energy, they can penetrate through the sheets. Next, the charge to mass ratio E over m for the constituent particles of cathode rays does not depend upon the nature. You have remembered this point. Does not depend upon the nature of the gas taken in the tube and nature of cathode. So after knowing these points, all these observations lead to the conclusion that cathode rays consist of negatively charged particle, as they shows the deflection in electric field, in magnetic field, travel in a straight line, shows metallic property, material property, and produce ionization effect. So because of these properties, we can say that they have a negatively charged particle known as electron.